Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. One of the things when I relaunched the channel I said I wanted to do was to do a series of Will It Run videos. So older, unloved, worthless bikes, rescuing them and seeing if we can get them back on the road again. So I've got the first one ready to go. I'm going to need your help because mechanically minded I'm not. So I'm going to be calling you guys for lots of help, advice and tips, and hopefully in the comments below you'll be able to help me out with that. So I want to start with something that was from the 80s, that was simple, so like a two-stroke. So I'm thinking TZRs, RGs, power valves, whatever, you know, something simple, two-stroke, that I could get to grips with relatively easy as a newcomer, and we could learn a bit and have a bit of a laugh on the way. So let's see what we've got. Okay, this will be fine. Right, okay, let's get this out. Ready? Yeah, let's go. Oh. No, they're not. That's fine. Come on, let's go. Oh, God. No, they're not going to be disappointed. They'll be fine. Come on. No, don't be shy. Oh, for goodness sake. Oh. Let's go, let's go. Not quite what we had in mind maybe, but it's got promise. Need to get fitter. It's got promise. So what is it? I'm sure a lot of you will know. MZZTZ from the late 80s, so 88 I think this one is. This is a little bit different. I'll get you in a minute and we'll have a closer look round, but most of these were 250s. This one is a 300. You can tell by this strange different bit on the head. We'll have a look in a second. It was a modification done by Wilf Green, so they're affectionately known as Wilf Green Specials. So he was the importer, I believe, at the time. So it's basically the same crank, same stroke, but bored out to 300cc. So here we have it. Here's the challenge. Quite a story behind it. It was running when the last owner had it originally, back in early 2000, I think it was. Excuse the cars going past. It then sat in the garden for quite a long time. So issues. Significant issues, I think it's fair to say. So I'm going to need your help and guidance with this, I'm sure. Anyway, let's get you guys in and we'll have a look at what we got. Okay, so we have a little bit of a run through what we're looking at the moment. If you're not familiar with the bikes, they've got a single front disc. This one is binding at the moment, so that's the first issue. That's a bit of a standout issue when you try and push it, especially as incredibly unfit as I am. So we need to look at that. Obviously the tyres are going to be shot. So this is I find these really smart looking engines are really very, very simple, and that's what everyone tells me anyway. As I say, this one's bored out by the importer to 300 odd cc. More about the engine in a little bit because we have got our own set of challenges there. Talk about that in a minute. So what's the general condition of it? Challenging, I think it's probably fair to say. Quite a lot of corrosion on the frame. The wiring is it's not going to go near the wiring at the moment, and as I say, there's rust aplenty. So obviously drum brake on the back, and he's got these brilliant, why other manufacturers didn't do this, who knows. He's got these brilliant rubber gaiters that house the chain, so you have all the positives of shaft drive and as much as low maintenance, with the the benefits of having the chain drive as well, so best of both worlds. Apart from the CG125s, was it? Early ones of those had a chain encased in a metal case. So rare to see a chain that's actually encased, and what a great idea, and a shame that others didn't copy it. Okay, so around the other side you can see lots of corrosion on the wheel. We'll have to look at cleaning that all up. The spokes are probably completely shot by now, and we'll have to get that all redone, I'm sure. And you can see there's some rust in there on the stringing arm. At the first glance, I think that's salvageable. I think we can probably clean that up, and that's not going to be too much of a headache. So the engine itself, seeing it from the other side, you can see here it's simple. Kick starts on this side, gear changes on this side. I'm assuming, I'm just trying to think, the two cables that come in here, Tacho and the Speedo maybe? I thought the Speedo fed off the back wheel, but perhaps they're Speedo and Tacho, I'm not quite sure. So what do we know that's good? Well, it's reasonably complete. There is a nose fairing that goes with these Wolf Green Specials, so that's in the garage, that is there at the moment. Right, not sure I'm going to be able to do this one-handed, but we can give it a go, and I'll demonstrate one of the issues that we've got. Now, I'm not going to be pressing on that any much harder than that. Ooh, wow, did that just move? I think that just moved. Now, I've been trying to get this to turn over quietly. This is hot off the press, guys. I've been trying to get this to turn over, and that has actually moved for the first time. I can't believe that. Not very far, admittedly. Okay, well that's positive, because it had actually nipped up or stuck, and I was going to be doing as part 2, showing you what happens when I put down some ATF and some acetone down the plug hole, see if I could free it off, but I think we've just got lucky. I think that's just spun over, or just moved enough. And there's something, let's not move any further, so I'm not going to go bananas on it. That's good news, that's good news. It was sitting outside for a long time, and I didn't expect that to go as easy as that. Anyway, let's see what else we can show you. Okay, so just a brief look at the top. The seat is there, there's no rips or tears. It's obviously been sitting outside for a long time, so it is very tired looking. So whether we can rejuvenate that would be good if we could, because these covers you see on these bikes often don't look that grand. Tank, yeah, seen better days, isn't it? No leaks. I can see it. See if we can see anything inside. See if we can get you in there at all. Doesn't look that bad from what you can see. You can't really see a lot with the phone, can you? But it doesn't look terrible. You think it looks alright? I've seen worse, to be honest. I've seen a lot worse. We'll see. I have got a spare tank if we need it, but it doesn't look too terrible. And the miles, for what it's worth, showing, I can't just see it there, 32,223. Okay. We'll put that back in a minute. So there it is, guys. First things first, I'm going to get some more ATF down the plug hole, as they say, with a bit of acetone built in, and then we'll go from there. I think whilst I'm doing or waiting for that to have some more effect, so I don't break anything else over there, it's new battery in, and then see if that will wake up, because at the moment nothing at all is coming to life on here. So a short introductory, bit choppy, so forgive the editing is not great. I'm trying to cut out as many of the cars as I can, but inevitably I live on a relatively busy road, so perhaps going forwards I'll try to find a bit more of a secluded place to do the videos. That's a little bit quieter for you. So anyway, I'll leave you with this great looking engine. I think this is a lovely looking engine, this. There. How about that? All those fins. Can we get it going again? Any hints and tips, guys, in the comments below? Likes, things I've done wrong, whether it's content, facts I've got wrong about the Wolf Green Special, please let me know. Hints and tips, again in the comments below would be much appreciated. And as I say, whether it's technical, the way I've done the video editing, if that's not good or not working for you, please let me know. It can only help me get better as we go through this series of videos. So next one should be up in a week or so. Look forward to all your comments, all your thoughts. I'll read all the comments and I'll feedback. Obviously I'll come back to you all on those, and if you like it and you feel like subscribing, that'd be much appreciated. Right guys, thanks a lot. See you on the next one.